Are you smart enough for Outsmarted? Hello and welcome to The Lucky Roll, an eclectic channel for eclectic games. And today we're reviewing Outsmarted, the revolutionary live TV quiz show board game. An interactive family quiz game for 2 to 22 players that is app-based with an interactive multimedia element that can be streamed to your phone, your tablets, or indeed your TV. Being an old crusty board gamer who cut his teeth on games like Hero Quest, I was slightly skeptical of how effective this game would be with its main gameplay driven by an app. But any fears I had were quickly pushed aside, as the experience given to you with this game is quite frankly excellent in both its presentation and its versatility. This is a game that came out on Kickstarter in 2020, and no doubt has been improved upon many times since its conception, with the latest update being described as Outsmarted 2 with its improved interface, and it shows as the setup and gameplay itself is very streamlined and easy to use. You can set the timing of the game from 30 minutes to 90 minutes or play a full game, which is the first person to answer all the ring questions, which essentially are akin to the Trivial Pursuit pie slices, in that they are the questions that win a player or team the game. What is very interesting, however, is that not all the players need to be physically present in order to play this game, and I will explain more on that a little bit later. You will spend most of your time viewing the game from your phone or your tablet or your device, as that is how the questions to the quiz are presented, and it's through your device that you answer the questions. Now, you only need one device in order to play the game. However, a very clever and indeed convenient method is that everyone present can log onto the same game with their own smartphones or tablets and view the questions as they are presented to the current player. And only the current player's phone will allow them to interact with the device in question. This also works for players who are not physically present. So if you're playing this game over Skype with a family member in another region or country, they can still play the game with you on their own device. An impressive feat if you wanted to preserve the tradition of a family game night when a loved one is abroad for any significant period of time. The app streams everything short of the board itself to your phone or your device, and it does so in a very slick and stylish manner that is very reminiscent of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, without the incessant delays, the annoying ad breaks, and there's no irritating gammon-faced host prattling inanities at you whilst you play the game. And this was one of my favourite parts of Outsmarted: the pace. The pace is determined by the player. Despite the multimedia aspect, the game is quite brisk and gets to the point quite quickly, which is to answer questions so you aren't left waiting incessantly once the app loads or presents you the next question. It's also quite pretty to look at and gives a very nice game show style presentation and atmosphere with appropriate background music. Another thing that very much impressed me with this game is that you can set the difficulty levels for players of various ages and skill. In the initial game setup, you can select categories, one of which is a difficulty for children, teens, and adults, that are all unique to the player or teams themselves, so that children and teens can effectively compete with Grandpa, who may be the local general knowledge quiz champion. There are a multitude of categories that are also region-specific, which both surprised and impressed me, with settings for the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and further settings for other languages, such as the region of France for French speakers and Italian, German and Dutch speakers, respectively. A quiz game is a classic board game style that is universally family-friendly in that everyone can play it. Trivial Pursuit, for example, is the classic template, with a more modern quiz games such as Seen It upgrading the genre to a more multimedia aspect. Quiz games, however, have a finite lifespan, as players who play them frequently learn the questions. Outsmarted combines elements of both styles that I just described and drastically improves upon them. Not only that, because of its core app mechanic, Outsmarted has numerous other advantages over other games in the genre, the most interesting of which is that the questions are updated with every app update, so the game is constantly refreshed. Not only that, it has a breaking news category, which impressed everyone here at the Lucky Roll in that it's a category you never actually see outside of an actual TV game show. There are numerous categories to choose from, such as pub quiz, back to school, quick thinking, sound and music, TV, film and books, Halloween, animated films, celebrity arrests, US presidents, the royal family, and the aforementioned breaking news that can be selected and chosen prior to every game. An app, being an app of course, it also allows you to purchase other categories such as 80s hits, Netflix, before they were famous, and other variations to fill out your game further with. However, the core set gives you 6,500 interactive questions to begin with, and it will take you a very, very long time to exhaust them completely before you even feel like you need to purchase a new category. The quiz itself has a series of lifelines such as 50-50, the option to skip a question, and a timer that increases your time to answer by 30 seconds. Every question gives 4 possible answers and can range quite well in difficulty and variety to make the game both interesting and fun. Streaming the app itself to the TV I think is the most enjoyable, as it really helps with the TV quiz show experience, and players can pretend that the multimedia device that's passed around is the player control for the game. It's a hard game to review, as it's essentially a quiz game with a board game element that is not used that much due to the streamlined nature of the app. You do miss the tactile nature of some board games, as a lot of this is done through the phone, with the board and pieces essentially being a physical marker for tracking a player's progress in the game. My only gripe was that the board state couldn't be effectively shown on the app, or if it is indeed possible, I was unable to figure out how to do so. I found it a very enjoyable experience otherwise. The app was very functional, and when I set to play my initial game of Outsmarted, I deliberately used my mobile data for the hour to see how much data the game would have gobbled on me. To my surprise, I'd used up less than half a gig on my 2-hour experience, despite my device being the main one that all other players connected to. If you're someone who hates quiz games, talk about timing. If you're someone who hates quiz games, then of course this game is not going to change your mind. But it may make the obligatory family quiz night experience a lot more tolerable due to the versatility of the app and the game. If you're someone who very much enjoys quiz games, however, then this is most definitely a game that I would recommend due to its interactive nature, versatility, replayability, and fresh questions on a near daily basis. The game itself retails for a modest €35, which given the quality of the app and the experience in hand is quite frankly exceptionally good value given the presentation and nature of the questions. Whilst it's not a game you would play with your hardcore board gamer friends on a regular basis, it is quite frankly excellent for family and travel occasions, with further categories available for unlock and purchase for €2. This is a unique game for the Lucky Roll, as it's the first company to give us an affiliate link. So if this game does sound like something you would like to try, please use the link in the description below to make your purchase, as it would not only give you a discount, but it would also give us a little kickback for pointing you in their direction. So, as always, until next time, this is Sean from The Lucky Roll. If you enjoy these videos, please like, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff. And until next time, good luck, God bless, and is that your final answer?